Welcome to the deep dive. Imagine, a pretty normal evening, you're relaxing, maybe feeling good about staying healthy. But what if something hidden, something silent, was actually increasing your risk for something serious, like a stroke or a brain bleed?
Yeah, it sounds dramatic, doesn't it? But it's actually a surprising reality we're seeing in the source material, especially for older adults.
Yeah, and it's often linked to something we all think is, purely beneficial: vitamin.
Exactly. It's this strange paradox. So many seniors take supplements religiously for energy, bones, memory. It's like good intentions, right?
Totally.
But what the sources, including accounts from a leading brain doctor, are showing is that some supplements, maybe at high doses or even taken at the wrong time, they can quietly put your brain health in jeopardy.
Right. So our mission today is really to kind of pull back the curtain on this. We're going to look at 5 common vitamins: D, E, B6, A, and niacin, and explore how sometimes they can pose real dangers, especially maybe during those vulnerable early morning hours. This deep dive, it's really about giving you clear, actionable insights, without making it overwhelming.
It's about awareness, really, thinking critically about things we just assume are okay.
Yeah, because it's kind of eye-opening how something seen as good can flip into a silent threat, just based on dose or context. Changes how you look at supplements as you age.
Completely reframes it.
Okay, so speaking of eye-opening, let's jump right into one that might really surprise people: vitamin D.
Ah, yes, the sunshine vitamin.
Exactly. We all know it's key for bones, mood, immune system, and usually it is. But what if I told you there's a hidden risk? That it could, kind of quietly, raise your stroke risk.
That's the startling thing the sources point to. Too much vitamin D, especially taken, say, before bed, it's been linked in patient cases to a higher stroke likelihood. It feels counterintuitive.
So how does that even happen? What's the mechanism?
Well, the research suggests that really high doses, especially if you're not being monitored by a doctor, can cause calcium to build up in your blood.
Okay.
And your body, trying to deal with this excess calcium, basically shunts it into your arteries.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so instead of staying flexible, those arteries start to get stiff, narrow.
Creating a perfect spot for a clot.
Exactly. A clot forms, maybe breaks off, travels to the brain. And you add in age-related artery changes, maybe dehydration, poor sleep.
Ugh.
It becomes, like the sources say, a perfect storm.
That really challenges the whole more is better idea with vitamins.
It does. Our brain doctor contact mentioned a patient, Mr. Walter, 74, retired Navy vet, very health conscious.
Yeah.
He was taking 10,000 IU of vitamin D every day, over-the-counter stuff, thought he was doing the right thing for his bones.
10,000 IU. Wow. And what happened?
One morning, his wife finds him confused, can't speak clearly, arms limp. He'd had a stroke overnight.
Oh, no.
Labs showed sky-high calcium, stiff arteries, erratic blood pressure, all traced back to vitamin D toxicity.
And the scary part is, he felt fine before.
Perfectly fine. No warning signs at all. Went to bed okay, woke up. Different.
That's chilling. And when you look at dosages on the shelves.
Right, you see 5,000, 10,000 IU like it's nothing. But the data suggests even 2,000 IU daily might be too much for many older adults unless they're actually deficient.
So the key takeaway here for you, the listener: if you take vitamin D, especially with calcium or heart meds, get your levels checked regularly.
Crucial.
And here's the big one: take in the morning, not at night. That timing seems really important.
It really does. Control the timing, control the dose.
Okay, so if vitamin D and stroke risk was a surprise, our next vitamin, vitamin E, carries a different, maybe even scarier risk. Not clots, but brain bleeds.
Yeah, vitamin E, often called the heart helper, right? People take it for circulation, memory, skin.
Very popular. But what gets missed, especially for older bodies, is how it affects blood clotting.
That's the key. High-dose vitamin E acts like a natural blood thinner. It slows down clotting.
Which isn't always bad in itself.
Yeah, no, but it becomes a huge problem when you mix it with prescription blood thinners. Think aspirin, Plavix, Warfarin.
Ah, the interaction effect.
Exactly. You combine high-dose E with those meds, and your blood can get too thin. Dangerously thin.
And that raises the risk of bleeding anywhere.
Anywhere, but in the brain, even a small bleed can be catastrophic, affecting speech, memory, walking, everything.
Wow.
We heard about Mrs. Evelyn Brooks, 81, retired librarian, very sharp. She was on warfarin for a heart valve, carefully monitored.
Okay.
But she decided on her own to add 800 IU of natural vitamin E. Thought it would help her memory, circulation.
800 IU on top of warfarin.
3 weeks later, Rushed to the ER, terrible headache, confused, vomiting. It was a hemorrhagic stroke, a brain bleed.
Not from blood pressure, but the combination.
Precisely. The Warfarin plus the high-dose E made her blood too thin to clot properly.
That really highlights the dosage issue. What's actually recommended for vitamin E?
For older adults, it's tiny, just 15 milligrams, which is about 22 IU.
22 IU. And supplements sell 200, 400, even 1,000 IU.
Easily. Often with no clear warnings about these interactions. Mrs. Evelyn survived, thankfully, but she has lingering memory issues. Uses a cane now. That well-meant vitamin, a source of deep regret.
So the vital message here, if you are on any heart or blood pressure medication,
Any at all.
you absolutely must talk to your doctor before adding any new supplement, especially vitamin E. It can throw everything off balance.
It's a delicate balance. Don't disrupt it accidentally.
Okay, moving from blood flow to the nervous system. This next one, vitamin B6, it's marketed heavily for nerves, right?
Oh yeah, nerve support, brain booster, energy, focus, memory. All those buzzwords.
But the hidden danger here, it's not subtle. It could be permanent nerve damage.
That's the harsh reality. It's pitched as great for nerves, but too much B6 can actually harm them, seriously harm them.
And unlike some vitamins, you just, pee out.
Right, B6 can build up. It accumulates over time. And in older adults, that buildup can damage the myelin sheath, the protective coating around your nerves, like stripping insulation off a wire.
Ouch. And the symptoms, they're sneaky.
Very insidious, tingling, numbness, usually starting in the feet and hands, muscle weakness, maybe tremors, balance problems, even confusion or memory fogginess.
Things easily blamed on just getting older.
Exactly. Or arthritis or early dementia. People don't think, could it be my nerve support supplement? But it absolutely could be B6 toxicity.
Is there a case that illustrates this?
Yes, Mr. Harold Jenkins, 76, retired trucker, came in with classic symptoms, numbness, tingling, falling a lot. One fall caused a concussion.
Oh dear.
When they reviewed his supplements, bingo. He'd been taking a nerve support formula for over a year. It had 200 milligrams of B6 per day.
200? How much do older adults actually need?
Maybe 2 to 10 milligrams a day total, including from food. So he was taking, 10, 20 times the safe upper limit?
Wow. He thought he was protecting his brain.
And he was unknowingly poisoning his nerves. Thankfully, they caught it. Stopping the supplement halted further damage, but he still needs a cane, doesn't drive anymore. Such a crucial point. B6 is vital, but in tiny amounts. Those 50, 100, 200 milligram pills, they're dangerous.
Actively dangerous for your nervous system if taken long-term without a diagnosed deficiency.
So the takeaway is clear. Check the label on any nerve, brain, or energy supplement. Know the numbers.
And if you have those symptoms, mention your supplements to your doctor. Early detection is key because this damage can be permanent. Okay, wow. So maybe you're thinking, all right, but vitamin A for eyesight, that has to be safe.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? Essential for vision, immune system, skin.
But there's a twist here too, isn't there? Something about pressure inside the skull.
That's the surprising finding from the sources. Too much vitamin A, especially for older adults, doesn't just sit there. It's fat soluble, so it builds up.
Builds up where?
Liver, tissues, even the brain itself. And as we age, our liver processes things slower, so this buildup can happen faster.
And what does that buildup do?
It can increase intracranial pressure, the pressure inside your skull. It can actually mimic a stroke or a brain tumor.
Mimic a stroke.
The condition is called pseudotumor cerebri, false brain tumor. You get severe headaches, blurred or double vision, dizziness, nausea, terrifying symptoms.
That sounds awful.
It can even lead to permanent vision loss or cognitive issues if not caught.
Is there an example?
Miss Dorothy Simmons, 79, a retired piano teacher, started getting awful headaches, then blurred vision, dizziness, even slurred speech. Her family was sure it was a stroke.
Understandable.
But the scans showed no clot, no bleed, just dangerously high pressure inside her skull. The cause? Vitamin A toxicity.
From what? Just a multivitamin?
She'd been taking a high-dose skin and eye supplement for over 5 years, nearly 10,000 IU of vitamin A daily.
10,000, when many multis already have a full day's worth.
Exactly. People add these extra formulas for skin or eyes or anti-aging, not realizing they're getting double or triple doses. The safe upper limit for seniors is maybe 2,500, 3,000 IU, if needed and supervised.
And supplements just sell 5,000, 10,000 IU without batting an eye.
Pretty much. Miss Dorothy is recovering slowly, needs ongoing eye exams, pressure checks. It's a long road back from just taking a supplement she thought was helping her vision.
So the warning here is about cumulative doses. Be really aware if you're taking multiple supplements. Add up that vitamin A.
Absolutely. Check all the labels.
Okay, one more potential troublemaker before we talk solutions. Niacin, or vitamin B3. Praised for cholesterol, right?
Hugely praised. Sometimes prescribed, found in lots of heart health supplements, energy drinks, fortified foods.
But it has a hidden downside, particularly concerning blood pressure.
A major one. High doses of niacin can cause these really dramatic swings in blood pressure up and down, and that can potentially trigger a stroke or a mini stroke, a TIA.
How does it cause those swings?
Well, niacin makes blood vessels suddenly dilate or expand. That's the niacin flush people feel warmth, tingling.
Right, I've heard of that.
But then, shortly after, the vessels can constrict just as suddenly. This yo-yo effect is really stressful for the heart, and crucially, it can reduce blood flow to the brain intermittently.
Like tapping a hammer on glass, as the source said.
Exactly. Eventually, something might give. It can also trigger atrial fibrillation, mess with blood sugar. It's not benign in high doses.
Is there a story here too?
Mr. Frank Miller, 82, retired postman, came in with weird symptoms, sudden hot flashes, feeling his heart pound, really dizzy in the mornings.
What was causing it?
He was taking an over-the-counter heart-healthy supplement. It had 1,000 milligrams of niacin per serving, and he was taking it twice a day.
2,000 milligrams daily. That sounds like a lot.
It's massive, over 60 times what most seniors need. He ended up having a TIA, a mini stroke, slurred speech. The supplement he thought was protecting his heart was actually hurting his brain.
What's considered a high dose for niacin in older adults then?
Anything over 50 milligrams a day really needs medical supervision. Even the flush-free kinds can still cause blood pressure issues.
So another warning, check labels, especially if you have blood pressure or heart rhythm issues or take meds. Talk to your doctor about niacin.
Definitely. High doses are not for casual use.
Okay, so we've gone through 5 common vitamins, D, E, B6, A, niacin, each with these hidden risks for brain health in older adults. It's a bit unsettling.
It can be, and the natural question is, okay, so what should I be doing? What should I put in my body?
Exactly. If pills can be risky, what's the alternative?
And the answer, according to our sources, is actually beautifully simple. Your body wasn't really designed to run optimally on isolated pills.
It was designed for
Real food. Whole, natural, nutrient-rich food. Stuff your brain actually recognizes, absorbs efficiently, and uses in the right balance.
This sounds like the positive turn.
It absolutely is. We heard about Mrs. Margaret Wilson, 73, retired principal. Her situation was classic. Medicine cabinet overflowing with supplements, D, E, B complex, niacin, multi-brain formulas.
Trying to cover all the bases.
Totally. But she still felt dizzy, had balance problems, her blood pressure was creeping up. She felt she was doing everything right, but wasn't feeling right.
So what was the shift for her?
It was radical, but simple. They basically cleared the clutter, phased out the pills one by one.
And replace them with?
Not some complicated diet, just simple whole foods. Like her breakfast became a boiled egg, half an avocado, a piece of whole grain toast, some blueberries, and a big glass of water, sometimes a few nuts.
That sounds manageable and delicious.
Right. No magic pill, just real food.
And the result?
Within weeks, profound changes. Dizziness gone, blood pressure stabilized, energy levels up. Mind felt clearer, sharper than it had in years.
Wow. Why does that simple shift work so well?
Because that's what the brain actually needs. Hydration, healthy fats, steady energy from complex carbs, micronutrients in their natural form. It needs balance and synergy, not mega doses.
So specifically for older adults, what kind of foods are we talking about?
Think leafy greens, spinach, kale for folate, antioxidants, fatty fish, salmon, sardines for those crucial omega-3s.
Brain protectors?
Absolutely. Berries, blueberries, strawberries for anti-inflammatory polyphenols. Nuts and seeds, walnuts, almonds, chia seeds for vitamin E in its natural form. Magnesium, healthy fats. And whole grains, oats, quinoa, brown rice for stable blood sugar, good circulation.
And the beauty is, these foods don't just help the brain, do they?
Not at all. That's the amazing part. They support your heart, your bones, your mood, your mobility. It's holistic nourishment. You're feeding your whole system naturally.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, the core message really seems to be about awareness. That's the best medicine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially as we get older.
It really is. Every choice carries a bit more weight. Understanding what you're putting in your body is maybe more protective than the substance itself.
And recognizing that your body at 70 or 80 just doesn't process things, including supplements, same way it did at 30 or 40.
Exactly. That well-meaning habit needs a bit more scrutiny. Awareness is your shield.
So the goal isn't fear of vitamins.
No, not at all. It's respect for their potency.
Read the labels carefully, ask your doctor specific questions, informed questions, and maybe most importantly, listen to your own body.
Those whispers. Pay attention to them. Your body often knows.
Maybe a final thought for people to chew on. What if the greatest brain boost isn't actually in a pill at all?
What if it's in truly understanding your body's unique needs, its language, and nourishing it wisely, maybe even by subtracting what isn't truly serving you?